Using the same mica powder and the same technique, but completely different results. What changed? Just one tiny extra element you wouldn't expect. Let's turn this into a beautiful resin experiment and uncover the secret together. Hello my friends, welcome back to the resin tutorial channel LisinCult. I'm Lydia and today I have got another exciting experiment from the world of resin to share with you. We are working with just mica powder and a simple technique, but with one tiny twist that completely changes everything. It's subtle, but the results totally stunning. First, I will show you the classic way, just mica powder, and simple way. But then, in the second piece, I add just a tiny splash of isopropyl alcohol. It doesn't seem like much, but the transformation, that's dramatic. Watch how this 1 liter change completely shifts the way mica behaves. We will get to see both results side by side, and as always, we will break down exactly why it happens by the end. So let's get into it. For this experiment, I'm using 2 identical molds to keep things constant because, as you probably know, the shape, size, and even quality of your mold can absolutely affect the results. I'm using a medium viscosity resin with a 2:1 ratio, and you really don't want a thick resin for this. The mica needs room to move and swirl around freely to get that beautiful effect. And if you have ever wondered what viscosity and mixing ratio actually mean or how to get that perfect resin mixture, don't worry. I have got full tutorials all down in super easy terms. Just check the link in the description box. According to my resin calculator, for this mold with 25 centimeter in diameter and 8 millimeter thick, we need about 288 grams of resin and 144 grams of hardener. So for 2 molds, it means 576 grams of resin and 288 grams of hardener. Gives us a total 864 grams of resin mixture. I have already prepared my resin mixture. Make sure to stir slowly and gently for a few minutes until both parts are fully blended. And then I'm going to divide a bit of my main resin into cups, one for adding mica powder and the other for some silver flake to decorate the center. Okay, and for mica, I'm using this one. Just look at the color. Isn't it beautiful? Actually, we need a mixture to be rich and vibrant, but not too heavy. If it's too dense, the mica will just sink straight to the bottom. And if we use too little, it won't give us the effect we are looking for. Give it a good stir until the color is smooth and even. No streaks and no clumps. Look at the color. So shimmering and gorgeous. There is a whole world of resin colorants out there. If you are ready to explore more, I will link a full tutorial in the description that opens the door to colorants, pigments, and paste and beyond. Perfect for taking your project to the next level. And I want to add just a little of this holographic glitter to the main resin. It's just a simple way to boost the shine and really make everything pop. Not too much, just a little. Now it's pouring time. First, be sure that your mold is clean. There's some drops of resin here. I try to clean them. Okay. For the first one, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to pour a thin layer of mica resin mixture around the edge. And usually for this one, I try to fold the rim of my cup to have a control in my pouring. And then I'm going to add the main resin in the middle and then silver leaf for decorating in the middle. Let's do it. and finish it with the quick torch to smooth everything out and pop the bubbles. You can also torch briefly every 5 minutes to keep the resin warm, and it helps the resin gently move towards the center and carry the mica with it to the center. For the second mold, I'm going to do the same technique, but I'm adding just a few drops of 99% of alcohol, both in mica mixture and into the main resin. And you can even add a few drops of alcohol in a matching color to your mica. It deepens the tones and adds the beautiful layered effect. Let's try it. Okay, for the second mold, as I told you, I'm going to add a few drops of 99% of isopropyl alcohol to my main resin and mica mixture. But remember, alcohol is volatile liquid, meaning it evaporates super fast. You have to mix quickly and pour right over. Timing makes all the difference here. Okay? Even we can add, as I told you, some drops of alcohol in. Let's do it, just 3 drops I add. So I'm going to mix it very fast. Okay, now I'm decanting my color. So it's done. Just we have to give it a quick torch. We can help the resin to get warm and move to the center, and we can get rid of the bubbles. As I told you, you can keep torching every 5 minutes to keep the resin warm and help it to drag the mica to the center. That's it. Let's leave both pieces to cure for 24 hours because it was middle viscosity. In the meanwhile, enjoy this calming time lapse of resin and mica in action. It's truly amazing. If you are enjoying this video, hit the like button and stay tuned. Up next, we will reveal the results, compare both molds, and I will share all the tips and tricks behind the magic. See you soon for the final review. Welcome back, my friends. It has been 24 hours, and as you can see, after torching and finishing the work, I covered the pieces to protect them. That helps prevent any dust or particles from settling on the surface during cure time. Now everything is completely cured, and it's time for big reveal. Let's do it. Oh, look like the mold tore a bit, and look at this part. And some pieces stick on the edges of my piece. But honestly, it's not a big deal. We can easily clean that up with a bit of sanding or deburring too. This was actually a new mold, but the damage probably happened because of torching. This technique needs a lot of heat, and if the mold quality is not great, these kind of things can definitely happen. Alright, let's get back to the work. At the first glance, they may look the same, but let's take a closer look and compare the results. First up, the Mica Only method. Just look at the colors, bold, rich, and beautiful defined. The mica settled into the elegant flowing pattern that gently hugged the edges and faded slowly and smoothly toward the center. That creates a smooth, pearlescent dip, giving the piece a classic, refined look. Can you see the lines? This technique works especially well with medium viscosity resin because the mica stays suspended longer and resulting in a bold dimensional effect. And if you look at closely, you will see soft cluster or a knot-like formation that adds structures and natural rhythm to the piece. So elegant, right? Now let's look at the version with alcohol. But before we dive into the second results, let's quickly talk about alcohol itself because the type you use really matters. So what is isopropyl alcohol, also known as a rubbel alcohol or IPA? You will usually find it in concentration between 70% and 99%, and for resin art, 99% is ideal. Why it works well with resin? It evaporates clearly, leaving no water or residue. It helps mica or alcohol ink spread in beautiful controlled ways. It won't interfere with your resin cure time, and it's easy to find in high purity. That's why for effects like this, always stick with isopropyl alcohol and skip the other types. Now let's see what it actually does. It's so nice. Isn't it amazing? As you can see, the added alcohol made the resin slightly thinner, reduced the surface tension, and allowed mica particles to move freely, especially when compared to the first method. That's what created these stunning, unpredictable swells, cloudy gradient, and soft, dreamy finishes. Since alcohol slightly altered the resin density, it has affects the cure time, giving mica more time to float, shift, and settle before everything's locking. That's why in this version, this cloudy and knot-like effects, as you can see, feels more airy and fluid, like they are gently suspended in motion. But honestly, each method has its own beauty and uniqueness. That's why makes resin art so exciting. And there is a real takeaway. Knowing the nature of your resin and how each colorant behaves give you full control, allowing you to craft the exact effects you envision. It's amazing how just a splash of alcohol can completely shift the mood of your work, isn't it? And that wraps up today's experiment. Now that you have seen both styles side by side, you have got what you need to explore your own signature look. Okay, my friends, thank you so much for joining me today. If this experiment sparked your creativity, don't forget to like the video, share the magic, and hit that subscribe button for more resin adventures. Don't forget to collect your free PDF guide for this tutorial. You will find the link down in the description box. And tell me which effect speaks to you more. Let me know in comments. And while you are there, feel free to drop your questions, suggestions, and recommendations, and any creative ideas. I have loved to hear from you. Until the next time, may your resin pour smooth, your colors shine bright, and your imaginations run wide. See you in the next part.